um, recognizing that you are worthy, that you are lovable. Um, the Judgment card here is about awakening. It is about going through the rebirth process. And the things that I'm noticing here is the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles here. And you got 4, 5, 6 of Pentacles. Now, when we are fully embodying our Empress energy, our feminine energy, we have to realize what our worth is, what our value is, okay? And also understanding that love is something that should flow. It is not something that has to be forced. It is not something that needs to be controlled. It just is. Okay? And so I certainly feel like someone here in this connection could potentially be blocking the flow of that love. Okay? Now, this could be because one person feels insecure. One person could, as a way of protecting themselves, stay detached and afraid of allowing themselves to fully be vulnerable and open up in terms of their feelings and their emotions. And one person might be kind of stuck in their own negative thinking, obsessive thoughts, the feeling of a need to cling, okay, with the Four of Pentacles energy here, which is about possession, control, clinging onto something or someone, which is implying attachment. The Five of Pentacles energy here is about abandonment. So some of you, there might even be a fear of abandonment that either one of you might have. Now, what I'm getting here is that this connection could be one that is awakening and transforming one or both of you into embodying the energy of love. Okay? Because with the Two of Cups card here, the Two of Cups is about, romantic connections and bonding with another person. It's about connecting at the level of the heart. And in order for us to connect in our heart space with someone, we have to really open ourselves up to knowing that we are deserving of that love. We're worthy of love. Okay? However, with the Six of Pentacles also being here, which is about that energy being reciprocated. Okay? So I certainly feel like there is a very strong attraction that both of you do have towards one another. I do want to clarify this a little bit further. The Judgment card does also have to do with karma. Okay? So there could certainly be some karmic lessons that are playing out in this connection between you and this other person. I feel like it's certainly teaching you both to embody that feminine energy from within versus blocking it out for you to really kind of step into your power. Okay. It could even be a connection that's really kind of helping you to really discover yourself. Now, the interesting thing about this energy coming through here today is how this relates to this card here, which I don't know how to pronounce that. But this card is talking about a person, either you or them, or maybe even both of you, being ungrounded. Okay, being ungrounded. And sometimes it is some type of change within our life, or maybe even in this case, another person kind of coming in to help to reroute us in a sense, okay? To reground us because we may not be realizing how ungrounded we really are. So in this case, I feel like it's trying to ground you into the energy of love. Okay. And of course, not all people are ready for that, prepared for that, right? Some people might choose to walk away, abandon, run away because they're too afraid of really connecting in, right, with that with another here. So I feel like this connection is one that's helping you to feel more secure, more stable, um, within the self, okay, for both of you. I want to clarify a little bit. I want to look at uh, the Empress and the Judgment card here. Okay, so although I feel like this connection is very important, okay, very important to your soul's growth, um, I do not feel that it is a connection that is meant to be for you, like say like your forever person. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that you can't have a relationship with this person and, you know, because I feel that there is some karmic energies that are present. Um, a lot of illusion here. Okay. So maybe this person is creating an illusion of, I don't even know if I want to say an illusion of love. Um, because, like I said, what I feel like is happening here is that this connection is one that's maybe meant for both of you to heal in, for both of you to kind of recognize what you're worth. So it almost kind of makes me feel like this is like a karmic soulmate connection. Okay? One that is helping both of you to get past insecurities, fears, trust issues, betrayal wounds, codependency, attachment, not feeling good enough, low self-esteem, low self-worth. So it feels like it's kind of like a stopping point along your journey. And like I said, it doesn't mean that you cannot have, because some people marry karmic partners. Okay. Some people end up marrying karmic partners, have families with them, um, and stay married to them. So it's not to say that you cannot have a relationship with this person. However, in choosing to do so, okay, it could be a connection that you find isn't the most, I would say, emotionally fulfilling for you. Because I feel like the purpose of this connection for you with this person is for your soul's growth. Okay, or even the other person's soul's growth here. I do feel like it could be a connection that is restricting, right? Either person. Um, I certainly feel like it's teaching both of you, okay, to really open up to love. Um, is kind of what I'm getting here. So I do want to pull some other messages here. So let's see. So it makes me kind of feel like it could very well be something that is not meant to last. It could be one that you're needing to kind of find the strength within yourself to move on from. Okay. Because again, this could be a situation where one person is not really fully allowing themselves to really open up to the connection. A person who's dealing with insecurities, like I said, trust issues, where there could also be a need for learning how to maintain healthy boundaries in the relationship. Okay. Um, let's see here. Are they the one that you're meant to be with? We have tears, the poet. We have the ancestor and the defender. I'm seeing grief here at the bottom with the alchemist and entanglement. And this may be even a situation where your ancestors are trying to get involved in this, to try to help you, okay, even to remove yourself, because for some of you, this could very well end up to be a situation that does cause pain, grief, heartache. We do have entanglement here, so that could really be you with that devil energy clarifying the Two of Cups. I'm kind of seeing that as a karmic soulmate connection, okay? So this could even be a connection that really kind of stirs things up for you, okay? Which is basically what this card is talking about. It's kind of like this whole feeling of thinking that we're grounded, and then we go through a situation like this that kind of uproots us, and it's meant to kind of change something about the way that we're functioning in relationships, something that we're needing to change and grow, right? Within ourselves. So, like I said, I don't feel like it's not to say that this connection is not important for you, because it is. It's very important for you to ground yourself into, really kind of learning to love, right? Learning to allow yourself to be loved, to give love, receive love. So yeah, I want to look at that entanglement a little bit more. I'm going to pull another tarot deck here, and we're going to ask Spirit what type of entanglement this is. But this, could certainly be a connection that is very difficult for you to break away from, difficult for you to leave. You might feel like, I can't let go of this person. I feel so attached to them. I can't move on from them, or I can't leave. I'm afraid to leave. Okay, so what is this entanglement here, Spirit, with this connection? What is the entanglement? The Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, and the Ten of Cups. Seven of Swords. So again, we've got some type of illusion here, okay? Surrounding this connection being one that is bringing about balance or harmony. It could be that it is very well an unbalanced connection. It may even be a situation that goes from being one-sided, like a one-sided connection, meaning that one person could be very nurturing and loving and giving all of their time and energy, and then the other person too kind of stuck in their old patterns of behavior, old ways of thinking, is avoiding and running away from love. Okay, so for you, let's just say that you are divine feminine here, right? Embodying your divine feminine energy, and all you want to do is love this person and, give them love and nurture this connection. And then the other person is too afraid of doing so. right? This connection here could be creating an illusion of happiness for you. Okay? This might even be a situation where one of you is taking less than what you're deserving of and settling. Okay? Um, why is the entanglement here? King of Pentacles in reverse. So this may even be, for some of you, I mean, I will say this. For those of you that are already in a relationship with this person or even married to this person, of course, it's your free will, okay? Whatever you choose to do. Like I said, some people end up marrying their karmic partners. My first husband was a karmic partner, okay? He was the person that I had 3 children with, but it was a karmic relationship. And it didn't last, okay? It was toxic. And it lasted for way longer than it should have, in my honest opinion. Way, way longer because I didn't have the courage to leave. I was too afraid. And it took me about 15 years to get out of it. Okay. I saw the red flags early on, but at that time, I had gone through so much trauma from childhood that I was already feeling super, super low with my self-esteem, my self-worth, that it was almost like that connection, as toxic as it was less severe than the toxicity that I went through as a child at home. That was better. Okay? For me, that was better. Um, so yeah, it took 15 years to get out. Even though I knew right as time went on, it wasn't where I wanted to be. I felt unfulfilled. I felt unhappy. Just afraid, you know, afraid to leave. So yeah, for some of you, it could be a situation where you're just kind of feeling like it's not very grounded here. I don't feel secure. I don't feel stable. There could be issues surrounding somebody's security here or wanting to feel more secure. Um, so again, I'm kind of getting this energy here where this connection is meant to kind of stir up some change, stir things up to help you to more stabilize yourself, your energy, learn to set boundaries, okay, with people, with partners. Um, for those of you where this is kind of like ending up to be like a one-sided connection where you're putting in all the effort, all the time, all the love, all the energy, and the other person is avoidant, running away, trust issues, insecurities, um, a person who has a more or less staying detached, right? Versus allowing love to flow in, and regardless of what type of a soul connection it is, if, because for some of you, you might be watching this and you might be like, okay, well, that's my twin flame. Even if, right? Even if they're still not putting in or bringing the right energy to the table, this is where Spirit's saying you're being guided away from it. Okay? Being guided away from it. I feel like this is certainly something that's helping you to heal maybe some type of energies within yourself or within this connection here. But yeah, I'm not really getting that this is the person that you're meant to be with. Okay? Because even if it is kind of turning out to be like, okay, well, I am with this person right now, we are committed, they may not be your forever person. They may not be really the person that you are truly meant to be with, right? Your destiny. However, your destiny in love is shaped by your choices, right? So let's just say for me, right? My first marriage was karmic. Let's say I stayed in it and I never got out, right? That was me choosing that for myself rather than saying, okay, you know what? No, this person doesn't value me, doesn't appreciate me. I'm going to let them go and open my path up for aligning with someone who's more in alignment with me. I make the choice, right? Choose myself in a situation that is toxic or unhealthy or unbalanced, or choose to let that go, set boundaries, work on myself, work on learning to value myself and love myself, and attracting a partner who sees me as that. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really feeling like this person is someone that you're meant to be with here. But again, it's your choice, it's your free will. You know, I use my own free will to be with that first person, right? Have three beautiful grown children, grandbabies, but it didn't last, right? It wasn't for me. I had to choose to get out of it, choose to something different. So this in your case is your choice too, right? Do we want to keep ourselves in a situation or we're trying to cling and force and control and try to make someone love us, make them, put in time and love and energy? Okay, worrying, how does the person feel? Do they like me? Do they love me? Do they want to be with me? Right? When there's love that is present, you don't have to question it. Right? You shouldn't have to question it because you're going to know by that person's actions, their words, the way they treat you, the way that they talk to you, that they love you, that they truly love you. Okay? So I want to get some guidance for you guys. I'm seeing ya. Pile number one, or the one you're meant to be with. I feel like look at it as a lesson, okay? A lesson for you. Any other messages for pile one, Spirit? Are number one that pile one is meant to be with? Any other messages for pile one? Okay, so we have a lot here. We've got defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting, which is basically what this is talking about. We have I'm sorry. Okay, I almost feel, like I said, I feel like there's definitely karmic energy that's here, and you might have a very strong tie to this person. Okay, but I'm feeling there's a need because of the entanglement here to cut ties. Okay, karmic relationships are past life connections. That connection can feel so strongly kind of like embedded into our soul, right? That it's hard for us to just kind of cut it off and let it go because we may have had many lifetimes with that soul, right? To assist us in our soul's growth here. So we have I'm sorry, we have break the chain here, and it says ancestral patterns, healing and rewriting the future. And we did have ancestors come in here, right, with the defender. So like I said, I kind of feel like this connection that you have or the patterns that are kind of playing out here maybe have been a pattern that has been within your family line. Okay? So you are the one, sorry, pile one, but you are the one in your family that is breaking the chain, that is meant to break the chain, that is meant to heal whatever this whatever this behavior is, right? Maybe it means settling for less than you deserve, and it's something that your mom did, your grandmother did, or your grandfather did, or generations back where there was a disempowered feminine or a disempowered masculine, whatever the situation might be. This is you, though, kind of breaking that chain, okay? Getting yourself out of toxic relationships, leaving them, right? The devil also talks about emotional manipulation, control, deception, lies, deceit, infidelity, obsession, attachment. If there is wounded feminine energy within the family line where the feminine has low self-worth, low self-esteem, doesn't set boundaries with people, doesn't stand up for herself, allows toxicity in her life, allows people to treat her however they want to treat pile one, So that could be you being that person who is meant to stop that cycle. Okay? Stop that cycle within your family line. And then we have you're already doing it. It says stop overthinking, keep facing your true north, And then we have the initiation here. It says the rite of passage and crossing the threshold. Okay, so like I said, this reminds me very much of the Six of Swords, okay, where you're transitioning away from this dark, stormy, chaotic type of energy with relationships, connections, and moving into this energy in here, okay. And then we have Imrama here. It says, where are you being called to journey to? Okay. So, like I said, it kind of feels like this connection here is not your final destination. Okay. It's just merely something that's on your path that's kind of uprooting you. And then in doing so, it helps you to recognize where you've been ungrounded, right? To help you to reroot yourself in a more solid foundation, because we can think about this in terms of, like, let's just say that through your maternal line has been passed down. I don't know. We'll just use some examples. We'll just say that through the mother line, we've got low self-esteem, we've got low self-worth, and what has that done? That's made mom and then daughter and then you know and children having a pattern of attracting the wrong partners. Okay, because of that has been built into your foundation, that has been passed down from generation, generation, that is within your DNA, right? The pain, in a sense, from our ancestors has been passed down in our DNA. Cycles have been passed down, right? So you, right, those being your foundation, those are your roots. You don't know any different, right? That is what you were raised with. That is where you're building with, right? When it comes to connections and romantic connections with other people, those are your roots, right? Well, you don't realize how ungrounded they are, right? Just like for me, coming from that very ungrounded place, going through childhood trauma, and then moving into with my ungrounded energy, right? Moving into that connection, thinking, oh, this is better, right? And that connection completely flipping my world upside down. You're not as grounded as you think you are. You're not as rooted as you think you are, but it kind of flips everything upside down, uproots you so that you can rebuild your roots, rebuild your foundation. And I feel like this is what this connection is helping you to do. It could either be the whole uprooting process for you, or it could be something that's teaching you to learn how to plant better roots, in a sense, for yourself, right? So that the connections that you have moving forward are ones that are solid, that are secure, that are stable. Okay? All right, so that is all that I have for you. Pile number 1. I do hope this is helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Pile 2, so those of you that resonated with this card here, Chalk, this is going to be your reading today. So we are finding out, are they the one that you're meant to be with? Okay, are they the one you're meant to be with? So this is the person on your mind. Let's see here. Pile number 2. Or the one that you're meant to be with, pile 2. We have the Page of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Are they the one you're meant to be with? The King of Pentacles. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. The Four of Cups. The Six of Pentacles. The Page of Cups. And the Ace of Wands. Okay. I think I want to clarify the Six of Pentacles here. The Justice card. The World. And the Four of Wands. Is the Four of Wands in reverse? Yes. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is that Spirit's saying that I feel like there's an imbalance here, okay, from what one person feels versus the other. Because it feels like one person is a lot more, say, emotionally invested than the other. One person who has more feelings and emotions could be really wanting like a serious relationship, serious commitment. But I feel like there's a lot of resistance here. Where the other person might be on the emotionally immature side. They could be a person who is emotionally closed off or kind of only developing like some very superficial feelings here. And I feel like this is creating a lack of harmony within this connection. Now, this could even be something that one person is in denial about. Okay. We also have Justice here with the World. So justice is about doing what is best for your highest good. It's about making good decisions, making the right decisions, right choices. So I feel like this has to do with energy that's being reciprocated. Okay. Now, one of the important points that this chalk card talks about is that we are basically purifying, okay, clearing our energy to prepare for connections that are more in alignment, okay, to receive the love that we really desire. So for some of you, this might be like a lesson, okay, a karmic relationship. I don't doubt that there's attraction, there's chemistry between you and this person. But this kind of feels like Spirit saying here that there's an imbalance. Somebody might be in denial here, choosing not to see it, okay? Why is this Two of Swords energy in reverse? The Seven of Cups, which can talk about illusions or sometimes delusions. Okay, if we let it get too far in our mind, in our head, right, we start fantasizing about a person or a situation and we get way too far ahead of ourselves. Okay. Because I feel like Spirit's saying here, someone has invested their time and energy and is wanting to see this connection to continue to grow, to develop here. It could be kind of like envisioning, like, oh my goodness, like me and this person could be together. We could have this, we could have that. And I feel like it can certainly be leading one person to feeling super frustrated, okay? We've got the High Priestess energy here, and I'm seeing the Five of Swords at the bottom. Now, the Five of Swords energy can talk about being mistreated by another person, okay? So it could be that if there is this type of dynamic here where one person isn't being very nice to the other, hurtful words, hurtful actions, a person who has trust issues, okay, could be the reason why someone is kind of closing themselves off okay, creating a lot of resistance. Um, kind of like where connection feels more burdensome than it does actually fun, enjoyable, exciting, passionate, loving. Um, so I think I want to look at this King of Pentacles energy. Three of Pentacles. We've got the Fool and the Hermit. So what is this Ace of Wands here? The Five of Cups, which is this feeling of disappointment here. Some of you might feel like this connection isn't really progressing here. Could be a person who's choosing to like isolate themselves, choosing solitude versus really building and laying the groundwork for a solid foundation for something to be long lasting. Okay. We have the Knight of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. So this might even be a connection that is very intense. Everything kind of happens so quickly, maybe even in the beginning of the connection. And to even maybe give you that hope, right? Okay, this is it. This is going to go somewhere. But the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords energy is very fleeting, which means it doesn't last. Okay? Doesn't last. And that, of course, can lead to, like I said, feelings of frustration, discouragement, disappointment, even pain, because you could be feeling like, okay, I lost this person, dealing with a breakup or separation or no contact and things of that nature. Okay? So I want to see a little bit more here. So are they the one you're meant to be with? We've got desire, marriage, otherworldly, and we have tears here. And the doe. Illusionist is at the bottom with winter. And betrayal. So, okay, desire, marriage, otherworldly, tears, the doe, the illusionist, winter, and betrayal. So, it makes me feel like I said earlier, one person really has feelings, which I feel like if you're that person who has maybe more feelings, is very vulnerable, is very like in love with this person, I feel like you're coming in with the energy of the doe. Okay, the doe is the feminine energy, very nurturing, very loving. Okay, very like feminine, empress like energy. And like I said, I don't doubt that there is attraction that's here, chemistry, passion, but it looks like there is a desire here, right, for a deeper level of commitment. With the otherworldly here, you might even feel like, oh my goodness, like I've never felt this way before. And it could be something that both of you guys may have even talked to and said with each other. But with the illusionist here, this is kind of like, how do I want to describe this energy? Kind of like, I guess I could say the devil energy, the Seven of Swords, the magician even, kind of like the trickster energy, okay? The illusionist here with winter, and winter is about things that are basically like frozen, no progress, right? No forward movement. And so, you could very well be feeling betrayed by this person because it may make you feel, maybe because they could have even been someone who told you, oh, I want to marry you, I want to be with you, I want to build a life with you, getting you all excited and, that in that nature, but then the person ends up betraying or deceiving, right? Creating the illusion of kind of like being misled, empty promises, broken promises, stringing you along. Okay. So, like I said, I don't necessarily feel like this person is your person. Pile two. Okay. I want to ask Spirit here, though, first, before I do these last messages. I want to see how, like, what is this energy of illusionist? What is happening here? Let's do that first. What is the energy behind the illusionist? The Ace of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups. So this is about feelings, emotions, meaning that also your feelings and emotions could also be deceiving you, right? Because sometimes our emotions can certainly cloud our judgment. I'm seeing the Nine of Swords here at the bottom, so this could even lead to a lot of overthinking, overanalyzing. Now, it may even be the other person, right, involved here who is in denial of their feelings, suppressing their feelings, betraying or deceiving themselves, which could also be something that ends up hurting your feelings too. Because let's just say, even if this person did have feelings or does have feelings, if they're not admitting it to you and they're avoiding and running away, and if they've got trust issues or whatever else might be the case here, you know, they could be betraying themselves, but that ends up causing you pain, right? Heartache here, because that desire for commitment, connection with this person is so great, and then just kind of finding that it's not progressing, it's not moving forward. Okay? You might feel again like you're putting in so much of your time, your energy, your focus into this connection because you feel like there's something beautiful between the two of you, but this person's resisting, right? So what are you to do, right? We can't force someone to open up. We can't force someone to be with us, right? So what are the tears here for? What are the tears here? The Death card in reverse. So the tears come from not knowing if you should leave or not. Right? Knowing with the Death card in reverse, this is when we are resistant to change. It's when we're needing to kind of tie up these loose ends with this person, let the person go. Someone could be resisting changing and transforming their behaviors or whatever it might be. And some of you, it could be holding on to a situation that you should bring to an end, but then like not wanting to give up on it, not wanting to give up on the connection because you knew that it was something that was great between the two of you or felt like it was, Some of you might even be kind of like having this feeling from this situation, going through this situation with this person, like, was the whole thing a lie? Like, did they even have feelings for me? Do they even have feelings here? Why is the tears here? Page of Wands in reverse. So there could be a lot of immaturity, okay, happening here. A lot of person with immature actions, maybe not taking it seriously. Okay. So again, if we're kind of playing these kind of games here, it's something that's not really flowing. I don't feel like this is the person that you're meant to be with, Because genuine love, you shouldn't have to be jumping through hoops to do all this kind of stuff to make it work, All right, let's see. Are they the one that you're meant to be with? Are they the one you're meant to be with? Pile 2. Are they the one? We have big picture thinking here, Pleiades energy, visionary, and inspired ideas. We have the reunion, and it says soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. We have loosen your grip, and it says coping mechanisms, density, addiction, and also let God in. Hmm. And then we have the child within, inner mother innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. And I almost feel like with the reunion being here, with the soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship, some of you might have a past life connection with this person. Okay? You might have a very well a past life connection, or even with the marriage and the otherworldly, it kind of gives me like 5D energy, or like past lifetime connection that you've had with a person where your soul is kind of reincarnated and connecting with this person again. But with this whole loosening your grip here, again, this kind of gives me that energy of like clinging onto something or someone. Perhaps for both of you, this might even be a situation that's helping you both to heal maybe your inner child, or some wounds surrounding even like the feminine energy here. Okay. Or are they the one you're meant to be with? We have birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being here. I'm kind of wanted seeing what's coming through with this reunion here. What kind of reunion is this? We have the Lovers, the Judgment card, the Magician, Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Five of Swords. Look at that. Judgment has to do with karma, awakening, releasing, letting something go. So, like I said, some of you with the soul recognition here might have had past lifetimes with this person. From your past lifetime, this could have been a person who, for some of you, hurt you. With that, I mean, it could go either way. You could have been someone who hurt them too in a past lifetime. This could have been like a really toxic relationship, or even a toxic marriage, past lifetime. So it's kind of like revisiting this situation again. It almost feels like you're coming together here to clear some type of karma, to clear some type of karmic energy that you guys had with each other. I want to look at the Lovers here a bit. Five of Cups. Oops, we got the Sun and the Hangman in reverse. You know, I do feel kind of like I was feeling for Pal 1 too. I feel like this connection's super important for your soul's growth here. Okay, very important for your soul's growth. Because I also feel like what this connection is helping you to do is to align your energy after going through this process, of course, because this is also, like I said, talking about purifying your energy, clearing your energy, right? In preparation for the one. Okay, birthing a new age here. So what does that birthing a new age mean for you? Pile 2, Nine of Cups, which is about contentment, fulfillment, wish fulfillment, happiness. And then we have the Page of Cups energy here, which could certainly be about new love. This is about moving away from things, um, moving away from things that are not fulfilling for you. Okay, even things that are creating a lot of burden, some energy or heaviness. It's also helping you to release a lot of energetic weight or burdens that you might be carrying here. Okay. Um, I certainly feel like it's helping you to set some stronger boundaries here. The Queen of Swords is also about discernment, being discerning, moving forward. Okay. Learning to perceive illusion, right? The Queen of Swords is really good at reading people, reading their energy. What are they about? Who are they? What do they want? What are their intentions, right? She pays attention to all of those details because if she's someone who's wanting stability, security, something that's balanced, something that's harmonious, and the person that's coming towards her is not going to bring that type of energy, right? Mm-mm-mm-mm. It's better to kind of walk away, right, from that. We got the Nine of Swords here. And the Chariot. So this could also be finding willpower, right, within yourself to be able to move forward, you know, away from something to towards new energy, right? New cycles. Um, okay. All right. So that is all that I have for you, pile number 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonate with card number 34, the Shaman's Mirror, this is going to be your reading today. So we're finding out, are they the one you're meant to be with? Okay, the person on your mind, are they the one you're meant to be with? I'm already feeling a huge difference in energy with your pile as compared to pile 1 and pile 2. Okay, big difference. Pile number 3, are they the one you're meant to be with? Are they the one you're meant to be with? We've got the Six of Swords in reverse. Are they the one you're meant to be with? The Two of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. The Seven of Swords. The Star. Are they the one you're meant to be with? The World and the Lovers. And the Hermit. Okay. Let me see. I think I want to look first at what let's look at the World first. With the major arcana that you have here all down at the bottom, the Star, the World, the Lovers, and the Hermit. I already feel like the answer is yes, but I'm trying to figure out this other energy, okay? Some of you, this is a soulmate, and others of you, this could even be a divine counterpart, okay? Your divine counterpart, meaning your for those of you on the twin flame journey. Okay. If you are, on the twin flame journey, I feel like one of the counterparts might be involved with someone else that they're needing to, I would say, finish karmic ties with. I guess we'll call it karmic ties with that person, or that soul contract between them and that person. Okay. Interesting that you have the shaman's mirror here, and I notice that this is number 34, which is the Empress and the Emperor. The shaman's mirror. I feel like this connection is one that there is a lot of healing happening for both you and this person. Both of you could be mirroring to each other a lot of wounds from childhood or even past. This could even be helping to heal insecurities, okay? Helping one to feel more stable, more secure within themselves in order to come into balance, into harmony, into union, basically, okay? Into union. Some of you might also have past life connection with this person. I want to see what this star is here. Now, the star does have to do with our destiny, okay? With the Ace of Cups, which is beautiful energy. I already told you in the beginning, there's a big difference in the energy. That pile 1 and pile 2's energy just felt heavy and just so dense and heavy, where this one just feels so different. Why is the star here? We have the 7, what is that? 7 of Wands. Why is this star here? The Tower. Yeah, I feel like this connection is one that may have even triggered an awakening, okay? Within the counterparts here, for those of you that are on the twin flame journey. There's a lot of healing here, okay? A lot of healing within this, especially with the shaman here. The shaman's mirror, it kind of makes me feel like you guys are kind of mirroring each other, things that need healing within. I don't even know what to say. It's such a sweet energy. It's such a beautiful energy. Look at how these two little seahorses are smooching each other. And then we have the lovers here. I think, what are they, like cranes or something? But yeah, I feel like this could be a connection here that could be awakening both of you into the energy of unconditional love. I do want to see what this 6 of Swords is in reverse. Justice. Yeah, like I said, for some of you, there could be some... It kind of feels like, because regardless of whatever type of soul connection it is, there will always be karmic lessons that we will go through, right, in life. Even with a soulmate, there will be karmic situations, lessons that we'll learn. With a karmic partner, right? Of course, things are a little bit different, but this energy feels like soulmate, a divine counterpart, twin flame connection. Like I said, I kind of feel like someone here, if this is a divine counterpart situation, someone is trying to help to move past and clear karma here, but I don't feel like it's karmic, like a karmic partnership, okay? It feels like there's karma that is being cleared and uh overcome here. Illusions that are being broken down and released. Like I said, kind of helping like people feel more stable, more solid, more secure within themselves. And that might even be like a connection that kind of assists you with your journey inwards, right? Which is basically what happens on the twin flame journey, is a lot of that journey is spent in solitude, you know, really self-discovery and self-love is something that you're learning here. Um, so, you know, I feel like your counterpart or your soulmate is someone you are meant to be with. Okay. Of course, with twin flame connections, it gets a little trickier because the whole purpose of twin flame connections is for your soul's growth, your soul's ascension, shifting into 5D consciousness, unconditional love, self-love, healing the inner child, merging the shadow. Like there's a whole lot to it, right? It's not just, you know, we're going to be together. It's so much deeper than that. So much more work than that. So union is something that is like a blessing, right? Where two counterparts can come into divine union, but there needs to be harmony that both find and union both found within the self, which means that both counterparts are doing the inner work, right? So you know, the Six of Cups can also talk about a reunion. Okay. A reunion. So some of you, this might be reconciliation, you know, that you're kind of going through with the person, reuniting into union with a person. Like I said, I do feel like it is a fated connection, destined, destiny for some of you. Okay. Some of you with the Ace of Cups here in the Star, like I said, it could be reunion or reconciliation here. Okay. Sometimes also when twin flames connect and meet with each other, it's for the purpose of that awakening, right? The awakening process to, hey, I'm on the twin flame journey, but that path to union, right, is takes a lot longer. You know, it's like it's so much deeper, like I said, than just, oh, we love each other and we want to be together. Um, and we're going to be together right now. You know, it's like it's so much deeper than that, so much more than that comes into play here. Both counterparts awakening, right, to their path, to what their soul's purpose and mission is here as a twin flame. Okay. So yeah, let's see. What is the Six of Cups energy here? So those of you that might even say like be separated from this person right now, okay, there will be some type of awakening or realization, epiphany. If especially if you have like a person who just kind of like running away, I certainly feel like there will be an awakening to the truth of what this connection is. So sometimes, you know, one person might awaken to a divine counter to their divine counterpart, and the other person has no clue. You know, they don't know that. One person might feel that spiritual bond and connection and feel their person in the 5D because they're the one that awakened to that connection within the 3D first, where the other one might not have that realization. You know, it's something that exists within the 5D, but not so much within their 3D consciousness, where they look at you and say, oh, yeah, you're my twin flame. No, it's not there. You know, so I feel like there's going to be this process for some of you where, for some of you that are on the twin flame journey, you know, that process of having a counterpart who is not ready, who has to really work on their own themselves and their own energy. Let's see here. What is this lover's energy here? The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Cups. So yes, we definitely have the Empress is here. The Four of Pentacles. Why is the Two of Cups here? The Three of Cups. The Ten of Wands. Yeah, some of you, like I said, there could be a situation here, is an energy that's coming through, is a situation where a person is closing out a karmic contract with another person, or it could even be energy that the person is still holding on to, okay? That has to be cleared and released first. Yeah, so this situation with this person might be something that does require a lot of your own inner strength, going through this process with this person, the transformation, the growth that's also coming from it. And for those of you where this is a soulmate, right? Soulmate connections are or connections that are normally very balanced. You feel like the person is your best friend. You feel very comfortable with each other. Soulmates are connections that are generally going to be a lot easier, okay, than other types of soul connections. They're going to flow better. They're going to feel natural. They're going to feel mutually supportive. Okay, you're going to feel supported. You're going to feel like both of you really encourage each other to become better versions of yourself. Like you're each other's cheerleader, okay, if you will. Both supporting each other's dreams, goals, desires, and both of you kind of rooting for each other. It's a lot more open, right? And sharing feelings, emotions. It's just very sweet, okay? And then we've got, like I said, some twin flame stuff here that is a little more challenging, but I feel like nonetheless, Spirit kind of chose this pile to show me. Like I said, I already felt that as soon as I moved the card from pile, the entire spread that was there for pile 1 and pile 2, as soon as I just kind of just moved them off the table and put yours down, it was like, it was like just so different than, the other energy that was coming through for the other piles. But yeah, this one I'm feeling here that huge difference in energy here. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Are they the one that you're meant to be with? Oops. We've got the Defender here. Are they the one that you're meant to be with? We have Creation. The Ghost. The Dreamer. And Entanglement. And Desire is here at the bottom with the Journey. It is so sweet. Okay, so what am I getting from this? The Desire, the Journey, Creation. And I almost feel like this entanglement here has to do with this ghost, because the ghost is about something that we are entangled with from the past, potentially for you or your person. The Dreamer here. Defender. Let's clarify this a little bit. Let's ask Spirit, what is this journey, Spirit? What is this journey for pile 3? Two of Cups. The Five of Swords. And the Ten of Swords. Some of this is tied into that. Because here, this looks like something that someone is ending here. That it's toxic. This ghost and the entanglement. I mean, this boat is kind of beaten down. It looks like a pirate ship. It has a bunch of holes in the what are those things called? The sails. The storm that's around it, with around the boat, the waves. Okay, so what does this desire and creation have to do with? The Four of Pentacles. The Sun. And the Three of Wands. You know, this might be for you too, where you're kind of cutting ties with people and situations from your past, even things that kind of like still haunt you or the other person. Where there is a desire for creating something new, something harmonious, something balanced. Because again, we're going back to your energy of the shaman's mirror here. The shaman is a healer. The things that you have to heal within yourself, right? So this connection could be mirroring to you, right? Where you need to protect your energy, where you need to defend or protect your energy. Because I feel that both of you here are wanting to manifest something for your futures in love that feels solid, that feels secure, that feels stable, that are filled with joy, happiness, fulfillment. What is this dreamer energy here? The High Priestess in reverse, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. I almost feel like Spirit saying here, some of you might be having dreams about this person, or they might be having dreams about you. You know, and again, for some of this might be a situation where someone has to move away or leave something that they're still entangled with here. And maybe for, you know, that could be you too, you know, because you could very well be someone who's with someone else right now, or they could be with someone else or still kind of involved with somebody. And there's that need for going after what it is that you want, right? Not letting your past kind of hold you back from making that choice that you're intuitively being guided to make. This is about learning to trust your intuition for you and also for them. Okay. Okay, let's see what else for you, pile number 3. Are they the one you're meant to be with? Anything else? We've got the rose thread, and it says inner call, soul-led, the mystic and living courageously. And then we've got inner earth here. You'll survive this, and it says new solutions and beginnings. You'll survive this. It kind of makes me feel for some of you that, because this says inner call and soul-led, almost like your souls are guiding you towards one another, right? And sometimes it could be something that we doubt, right, within ourselves, where we feel like, oh, my goodness, like, why do I feel this pull towards this person, but almost like resisting it, right? And it says you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. Let's see. Are they the one you're meant to be with? They also have take a break here. It says a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. And then we have mirror here. Who or what is triggering you? So like I said, some of you, this person could be mirroring. We also have lifting the veil here, and it says questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go, right? So like I said, this might be a connection that really kind of holds the mirror up to you, to your life. You could be the mirror for them. They could be the mirror for you. Okay. I want to look at what is this inner call and soul led. I mean, this could even be, for those of you, especially on the twin flame journey here, where this is a situation that it's helping you to align with what your soul's purpose is. We've got the Hangman, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Now, it could even be something that's helping to change your perspective, right? Helping a person even to change their perspective towards relationship, towards commitment. Something that maybe they were afraid of and pulled away from and feeling like, oh, there's no potential here. It's kind of like their soul is guiding them towards you or you towards them. And then we've got the Knight of Cups underneath the deck. Okay, with Temperance and the Fool. So this would more or less, for some of you, this person coming around again. Okay, or coming towards you. But with the Temperance energy here, this is where Spirit is saying we need to be patient, right? Because for some of you, this is divine timing that's unfolding here. Okay, divine timing here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that is all that I have for you. Pile number 3. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.